And Jim visits us once a month. Of course, being a political candidate, the cutoff date is April the 1st. And so this is going to be our last visit with you.
This will be it for a while, Todd.
So let's talk Chamber of Commerce business today as the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. So we've been hearing, and I think we could probably say this over the course of the last year, every single time. There's big news coming, there's big news coming, there's big news coming. It's getting closer, isn't it?
Well, you saw the article in the paper a few weeks ago. The cat's out of the bag, so to speak. We can't really say who it is yet, but obviously a huge development for the Windy Ridge Business and Technology Park. Byron Stauffer, of course, the Executive Director of the County Planning and Development Department, has been heading up that effort for the Indiana County Development Corporation. The Chamber's been closely involved, as have all of our partners from the Indiana County Center for Economic Operations. That's really a game changer for Indiana County. If we can land that big development, bring in those jobs, that changes the whole landscape for the entire county. That'll help the housing market. That'll provide more retail opportunities. Really, our greatest challenge here in Indiana County, Todd, and I've experienced it since I became the Chamber President, is demographics. You need people for businesses to be successful, and that's what we need to have here. So if we bring 300, 500, 600 jobs here, family-sustaining jobs here, they bring new people into the community, helps our school districts, it helps everyone, and you'll see that really spiral hopefully very soon.
Well, that becomes the big concern because, we keep hearing that there are obstacles for that sort of development, and the biggest obstacle is a ready workforce. And if we don't have the people to fill the jobs, and the jobs come, they're not going to stay here very long.
Well, they did do a study, and it did show that regionally we have a workforce that will meet their needs. If you read the Chamber's article from the board meeting last week, and it's been an ongoing discussion within the Chamber, myself, I've been personally involved with a lot of the school advisory councils, the career development opportunities, and really workforce is a concern for many of us. I think there's plenty of jobs out there right now. I know you talked to Kevin from CareerLink on a monthly basis, and he's talking 1,500 jobs. There's jobs out there, but we need people to fill them. And one of the greatest challenges right now is really something we face as a society, and that's the drug addiction problem. You talk to a lot of employers, and they'll get 15 people who apply. 5 people won't show up, and 8 people can't pass a drug test. Those kind of numbers really are a detriment to your workforce overall. But I've been working a lot with the counselors. We're going to have a meeting here this week to plan what might be an education business summit to try and align the business community with the educational community to bridge that gap, to get the students in line with the career opportunities that are here. We need to instill good work ethic in young people, and it's something that the Chamber is going to take on full force here.
Yeah, well, it is wonderful news if we're able to pull it off. Now,
yes.
How close are we to having that actually be a set-in-stone deal?
Well, there's a lot of work that continues. Hopefully, every day brings us one day closer to a successful announcement here. We're going to continue to work hard, not only for that business, but for other businesses that we're trying to bring into the community. You're seeing a lot of good things happening. I don't know if you've seen the number of ribbon cuttings that we've been having around the county. There's a lot of small businesses that are opening. It's great to see some of the smaller developments, like the Heatherbrae development out on Ben Franklin Road, the development here from Verizon on 4th Street. There's a lot of little things that are happening that build to a bigger picture for Indiana County, and I think you're starting to see the economy turn. I know you hear from a lot of businesses that are doing well. I hear from manufacturers that are doing incredibly well, buying new equipment, expanding their operations. Employees, obviously, they continue to hire more employees. So for people who are out there who are job seeking, there's jobs available, but come with the mindset that you're going to work hard, that you're going to show up on time, that you're going to do a good job. That's really all that you need to be successful right now in finding a job.
Jim Struzzi with us from the Chamber of Commerce. So Windy Ridge obviously would be the site for that development.
Right.
And how much by a percentage of that Windy Ridge property would be occupied by that one company?
I can't say the exact percentage, Todd, but it's going to be a major portion of the development. There's still plenty of room, though. I mean, it's a 200-acre site out there at Windy Ridge, and if you're not familiar with it, it's at the interchange of 422 and 286. Everyone has seen the big water tower. Mm-hmm. That's where that's located. It'll take a good portion, but there'll be plenty of space left for other development to come in. So we're going to continue to market that across the region to try and bring more businesses and more jobs here to Indiana County. And if you read the article also from the Chamber Board meeting, Byron announced that they're going to continue the road work this summer to complete the network through that entire business park. And a lot of people, have been critical of why we have to have a business park, but it's simply, if you don't have a place for these businesses to come, they're never going to come. So, my hat goes off to the ICDC, to the Chamber predecessors before me, and all the people who have put in years of effort to try and get that business park to where it is today. Because when we make that big announcement, the tide's going to turn for Indiana County.
Yeah, it certainly will. Now you have the development as well. It used to be called the Joseph Land Development there.
Right, 119 Business Park.
And it's got occupancy right now, and we'll have some future opportunities.
Right now, yes. Right now, Trinity Holdings out of Texas, they are building the Sunoco Logistics pipeline that runs through southern Indiana County. Their lease continues into this year, but again, that's another great opportunity for some permanent jobs. I don't know what Trinity is going to do, but that's going to be available for developers as well. We'd like to see some buildings in there, possible office buildings, manufacturing, but that's another great site with great highway access, and that's really one of the key drivers for both those business parks is access to the transportation network.
And I'm thinking of some good facilities as well that have been available maybe for a year or maybe less. I'm thinking of Wyotech is certainly a property that is open for development. Halliburton, when they went away a couple of years ago, that's another facility that I would assume is out there and is available.
I believe someone may have moved in there recently. I have to check my memory banks here, but we did hear from Rick Jones with the Homer City Business Association at the Chamber Board meeting last week, and I thought he said that someone had purchased that, but I can double check on that and get the facts for you when I come next time. But I guess it won't be for a while. But speaking
won't be you.
Yeah. Speaking of Wyotech, though, we continue to try and work with the team down there. Obviously, the ultimate goal would be to save the school as it is. That's going to be challenging. They're going to be teaching out through June, which is fast approaching. Those buildings could be sold individually, together. There's a lot of interest in some of the buildings. We've been talking with some other schools that may be interested. It's going to be a big hit for Blairsville, and that's a concern for all of us in the Indiana County leadership team. We've met with them several times, brought in people from other areas to look at the schools. I attended a career fair down there, Todd, a couple of weeks ago, and it was really it's really outstanding and frightening at the same time that they brought in 80 some employers from all over the country, big name employers, and there were only 83 students graduating. And then this place was filled with employers who want to eat those Wyotech students up and give them, good careers. And that just shows you, there's a need out there for this type of education, and it's a real conundrum that they're going to be closing.
Yeah, absolutely is. It's a shame. And so you keep plugging away at things like that. Okay, We're headed toward the end of the segment. Yep. I know you've got ribbon cuttings coming up.
We do. We have another ribbon cutting this Friday for Planful. If you know Planful, they're a young advertising agency here in Indiana County. They've never really had a ribbon cutting. They're going to be celebrating 3 years. So we're happy to celebrate that with a ribbon cutting ceremony at noon on Friday right here in Indiana. We've got a couple of chamber events coming up this week. We have a young professionals organization lunch and learn with Judge Mike Clark. He's going to talk to the young professionals about what it means to be a judge, his journey to get there, so that should be interesting as well. The next Chamber Business After Hours is going to be on April 12th. That's going to be at Walnut Medical Supply over on Oakland Avenue. And, of course, our big event that we're gearing up for, we're taking reservations and sponsorships right now for the 4th Annual Business Hall of Fame Induction Dinner. That's going to be on May 31st at the Kowalczyk Complex. All sorts of things happening within the Chamber right now. Go to our website, indianacountychamber.com. We have a complete list of events, and you can register, get involved with the Chamber. If you're a business or individual listening and you want to be part of all this exciting stuff that's happening in the business community, join the Chamber. We have all sorts of memberships. Chamber Friends are for individuals who aren't affiliated with a business but want to be part of the business community, and then different levels of involvement for various businesses.
Big doings, Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. What's the number? 465-2511?
That is correct, Todd. 724-465-2511.
Good shape. Thank you, Jim.
All right, thanks.
We appreciate it. It's Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank.